Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and the Mandalorian Season 2 finale brought back into the Star Wars universe the hero at the heart of the franchise, making millions of voices cry out. Wait, no, I'm not talking about Luke Skywalker. I'm talking about R2-D2, the astromech droid whom we observed in yesterday's big question has literally seen everything in the Star Wars timeline, including, we just learned, the Mandalorian and the existence of Grogu. But in that finale episode, it was the way R2 reacted that piqued my interest. Cute. A little too cute. This isn't just the old generation beloved non-speaking puppeted sweetheart meeting the new generation counterpart. No, we saw that with R2 and BB-8 in The Force Awakens. Here, there is the subtlest implication of a history, at least a sense of recognition and familiarity. Now, it could just be R2 jumping with joy at the sight of something so adorable that reminds him of their old friend, Master Yoda. But as I speculated in my finale breakdown, R2-D2 now does enter the field of possible candidates of the mystery of who saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple in Order 66. So, did R2-D2 save Grogu from the Jedi Temple in Order 66? Let's go back and look at the evidence in the timeline, because I think it's possible. And before I continue, special thanks to Star Wars Card Trader by Topps for sponsoring this video. Click that link in the description to download the app. See, in Chapter 13 of The Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano explained briefly the circumstances of Grogu's exit from the Jedi Temple during that purge.
He was raised at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Many masters trained him over the years. At the end of the Clone Wars, when the Empire rose to power, he was hidden. Someone took him from the temple.
She said someone took him from the temple, but didn't specify if that someone was a person or a droid. Though, when she said many masters trained him, Ahsoka kind of narrows the scope of options, because prior to this chat, Ahsoka had no idea Grogu existed, despite the fact that the two were contemporaries at the Jedi Temple, suggesting that this child must have been hidden, and knowledge of his existence limited to masters on the Jedi Council: Yoda, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, the others who were deployed to distant worlds at the time of the Purge. So an astromech droid like R2-D2 would not have known about Grogu's existence. Oh, and by the way, neither most likely would have Anakin, who was deliberately blocked from the rank of Master. Might have been for the reason of Grogu. The only way Anakin could have seen Grogu is if he accidentally stumbled upon Grogu's hiding place during his room-by-room massacre. But that did not happen, obviously, because Anakin would have killed that kid, or would have handed him over to Palpatine, which would have bypassed the Empire's whole need to get that kid in the era of the Mandalorian. However, it turns out there is a very good chance R2 was present at the temple during Order 66. If you go back and rewatch Revenge of the Sith, C-3PO accompanies Padme throughout the film, while R2 accompanies Anakin. R2 was not in the ship as he rushed to join Mace Windu in the arrest of the Chancellor, but after Anakin returns from the temple, R2 is with Anakin. And R2 has this interesting exchange with 3PO.
Hush, not so loud.
What did R2 just tell 3PO? Presumably whatever crazy shit he just saw Anakin do to all those kids, because we pick back up with the conversation as Anakin sets off for Mustafar.
Well, he is under a lot of stress, are you? Take care, my little friend.
So this makes it almost certain that R2 was at the temple at the time of the massacre, putting him exactly where he needed to be if he was that someone who took Grogu from the temple. Now, most of you know that R2 does have a storage compartment in his shell, a compartment that Grogu even now could probably fit in, but keep in mind, Grogu 28 years ago would have been even smaller than he is now. Now, yes, Anakin likely would have sensed a midichlorian-rich presence stowed away in his astromech's belly, feet away from him, but I would also say that he should have sensed this kid's presence when he was exterminating each and every Jedi in that temple. He would have sensed it if one with blood that potent slipped away. Hell, Sidious totally should have sensed Grogu's presence long before this. So using this discrepancy, whatever container tiny little Grogu was then kept in must have had some shielding that blocked any Force-sensitive being from sensing his presence. It's the only way those Jedi Masters could have kept him hidden for that long, and we can assume that Grogu was contained inside something obstructing the view of who saved him, because when Ahsoka scanned his memories, she has no idea who saved him. So let's assume, for argument's sake, that it's possible for R2-D2 to have been the one who toted Grogu out under Anakin's nose. How exactly would that have gone down? And thanks again to Star Wars Card Trader by Topps for sponsoring this video. Star Wars Card Trader is the fun mobile app where you get, collect, and trade cards and digital collectibles from the Star Wars Wars saga. There are daily free cards and crystals, as well as some fun missions that you can complete. You can trade collectibles with fans around the world, or salvage cards in Workbench to receive rarer ones, or play Lock On to put new collectibles in your sights. Every Monday during this season of The Mandalorian, Star Wars Card Trader celebrated Mando Mondays by dropping special cards from the most recent episode, and with the season now over, relive the best moments from the series in the app with new content coming every Monday. Find me on the app at username NewRockstars2020 and send me some trade proposals. I'm sitting on 2 Tier 3 Anakins and Papa needs him a Cobb Vamp. Download the Star Wars Card Trader by Topps on Google Play or the App Store by clicking the link in the description, and I'll see you there. I believe that for it to be possible that R2 saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple, that he could not have done it alone. Think about it. R2 going into the temple with no knowledge of Grogu's existence would not think to look for anything, or what to look for, or where to look. A Jedi who knew about Grogu would have to retrieve Grogu's container from wherever it was hidden and then transfer it to that astromech droid, Leia Death Star plan style. Maybe thinking it would be the one place right under Anakin's nose that he would not think to check. Now, I think one of the other Jedi Masters I brought up in last week's big question remains a good option for that mystery deliverer, Yaddle, if she is still alive and that legend story about her death is indeed non-canon, as many Legends death stories have been retconned. Mace Windu, if he survived Palpatine's attack and limped back into the temple undetected. Jocasta Nu, the librarian probably entrusted with all kinds of Jedi secrets and definitely had enough time to do something like that. But how would R2-D2 have unloaded this precious cargo with no one noticing? Because as you remember, R2 joined Anakin to Mustafar, where Anakin killed the Separatist leaders and then waited for Padme to arrive. Obi-Wan joined her, Obi-Wan and Anakin dueled, and after the fight, Obi-Wan took Padme to a medical base where they were all joined by Yoda and Bail Organa. This is where Padme gave birth to Luke and to Leia, and then croaked. They decided Leia would be given to Bail Organa, and Obi-Wan would take Luke to his uncle Owen in Aunt Beru. And when this decision was made, the droids went with Bail Organa, where this happened.
Captain Antilles.
Yes, Your Highness.
I'm placing these droids in your care. Treat them well, clean them up. Have the protocol droids mind wiped.
What? Oh no.
Of course, explaining why 3PO never spoke up when he met several of these characters later in the original trilogy. We've talked about this a lot, but as many have asked over the years, why didn't Bail Organa wipe the memory of the astromech droid as well? Sure, you could say protocol droids are all about that human-cyborg relations, so their personalities and their memories are very important to their function. You don't want this chatty Cathy spilling rebellion secrets to other people. But, using that argument, R2's memory should have been wiped too. Clearly it was just a joke by George Lucas to screw over 3PO, but he has explained other times that R2 is kind of the narrator of the series. He needs to remember everything. Sure. Now, the expanded universe novel Dark Nest 1, The Joiner King, suggested that R2's memories of Anakin and Padme were still inside him, just severed. And when Luke repaired the droid during a deep clean, R2 brought up hollows of Anakin and Padme and Obi-Wan's final meeting before Mustafar. It was super sad. But that story is not canon. Really, the character reason for Organa seemed to be that he wanted the astromech to retain certain secrets. And one of those secrets could have been the additional child hidden inside of him when Bail got his hands on him. If Grogu was present for Luke's birth, that might be why in The Mandalorian he senses a connection with Luke when Luke saves them on Gideon's ship. Grogu could have been raised in secret on Alderaan with the Organas and Leia. Remember, Leia never met Yoda on screen, so we would have nothing to gauge what her reaction would be to a member of this species. There's also the fact that Alderaan kept coming back up so damn much throughout season 2 of The Mandalorian.
I served during Alderaan.
Look, if you were born on Mandalore, you believe one thing. If you're born on Alderaan, you believe something else.
You're gonna wish you never left Alderaan.
Even down to the opening imagery of the season. That graffiti outside Gor Koresh's hangout, Grogu stares directly at a bunch of Orbesh that translates to the word Alderaan. And with Alderaan destroyed and the Organas dead, there is no evidence of anyone who might have lived there. Also, Grogu is weirdly obsessed with a sphere that looks exactly like the instrument of Alderaan's destruction. Admittedly, we have to do some reaching to connect all the dots, I get it. But R2-D2 as the vessel of Grogu's deliverance is very possible. But there remains more to this mystery of which Jedi put this baby Moses in that R2 basket.
Hush now, my baby, be still, love, don't cry.
Support this channel by checking out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. We got a great Grogu one that you might like. Follow me at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars, hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching. I have spoken.